always wanted to have this conversation with y'all. What is y'all's favorite story mode slash campaign game? Because I don't care what anybody says, campaign games are 10 times better than any multiplayer game, any RPG game, any shooting game, any type of scary game. Like, it's better than every single game type in general. Don't argue with me, argue with your grandma, my nigga. Like, it is true. Like, let's be real. Like, you have played a story mode game and you have enjoyed it thoroughly at a point where you wanted to play it over and over and over and over again. Hell, me and my cousin's favorite fucking Call of Duty campaign is Call of Duty Ghosts because it's the greatest fucking Call of Duty story mode slash campaign of all time. Now, a lot of people may say Black Ops 2, is the best Call of Duty of all time, but I wasn't really feeling the story mode. But Call of Duty Ghosts, I can sit back and watch that shit all day. Now, you may debate Black Ops 3, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, if we're talking about more realism and we're talking about more relatability, then Call of Duty Ghost is like kind of more. It's number one essentially for campaigns for Call of Duty. But what I really want to talk about today is kind of my top 3 story mode games and kind of why they are my top 3 story mode games. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, these games have changed my life and impacted my life in ways where I could never imagine. I would not be in a specific place in my life mentally and physically when it comes to working out and how I think about things and how I kind of approach situations. I would not be in that position if it weren't for these games, because these games have, impacted so much in my life. It's got me away from a lot of bad experiences with school, doing bad at school, doing stupid shit in life, getting in trouble with my parents, and just, not having to worry about just what the outside world thought. I feel the same way I feel about story mode games the same way I kind of feel about wrestling. Like, it's kind of just an escape from reality, feeling like you're a very isolated person. You feel like nobody in the world kind of really cares for what you do or what you have to say. But let me tell y'all boys my top 3 story mode games, and it's going to be in a complete order. Like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. But we're going to start from 3. My number 3 is Tomb Raider. Because that game was amazing in many, many levels. I played this game on my PS3. It was amazing and just articulate on so many levels. And I don't see how you could rate that game anything other than like a 9. Because a 9 or higher, obviously. Because that game, as far as like action, as far as just like exploring, as far as the things that you can find and finding the things that you can get and getting rewarded for that, and then the awards that you get on PlayStation, which, if y'all know, the PlayStation trophies, like, it really felt good to get them motherfuckers. But yeah, I feel like with articulation, I feel like Tomb Raider was like, it outdone itself in so many ways. It brought so much originality when it came to pickaxing the walls and getting up there, to the way you could fight people, the arrows, the fighting the wolves, and how they just used to come out of nowhere and scare the viewer. And overall, it was that type of game where it's just like, you feel like you don't need backup. Even then, let me tell y'all, like, in certain aspects of this, it was like one level that I just couldn't pass because I didn't have like help from like the people that you saw in the game. But I feel like with this game, it's not a game that's like, it's meant to help you. Like, it's meant for you to have any help, because the odds are going to be stacked against you. You're going to be fighting people with these fucking like air conditioner things for fucking armor plates, and these dumbass wolves, and these niggas shooting arrows at your head and doing all this type of stuff. Like, and then on top of that, it's just, the ending was very impactful, because you know, Ellie looked like you really had to fight your heart out to beat two of the bosses. Well, one of the bosses, and you really had to lock in. This was the first game that made me really lock in to like really just trying to beat this motherfucking boss, because I really did not know how I was going to beat this nigga. Like, it was so impossible, and I ended up doing it, and I was just not giving up. So yeah, this game is number 3. I would rate this game about like a 9.5 out of 10, just because of the articulation and the bosses, and just the whole aspect of like the shooting and just the originality. I love it all, and it's going on my number 3. If you guys have any other opinions about it, let me know. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10. The next game, we got Uncharted 4. Now, let me tell y'all, I have played every single Uncharted series ever. Well, Uncharted game ever. And let me tell you, like, you will not feel like you spent your money on nothing. Like, this, every single game, it's something to learn about. Like, I'm going to tattoo Sic Parvis Magna on my arm one day. Like, that game has taught me a lot about some of the more historians and explorers, like Sir Francis Drake and his journey, and Queen Elizabeth and all that stuff. And just like Uncharted 4 especially. Let me talk about Uncharted 4. It helped me learn a lot about Henry Avery. But I don't know if this is fictional, but Henry Avery apparently battled somebody in a ship to try to get treasure, and like they both died. So I did my research on that. It's actually unknown how Henry Avery died, but at the same time, that game kind of taught me just not to have greed and not to chase after something that I'm probably not going to be happy long term that I have, because it's like I'm not going to know what to do with that at such a young age. Like, you're not going to know what to do with like certain money and certain aspects, and not aspects, certain assets in life, because like you're so young and you're not even familiar with the world yet. So it taught me that, and just the ending battle was it was so perfection. The way they were swinging the swords, the timing of everything, and how good like the villain character, like they made him play that role, because I love that chase so much. And on top of that, they had the best chase in gaming history. Like, because I know y'all remember that chase where like Nathan Drake and his brother, and they were shooting down that motherfucking car, and they was getting chased around the city. Like, let's be real, they had the greatest chase in gaming history. And that's one of the memorable things about like Uncharted. Like, I don't really understand why anybody... this game doesn't get the respect that it deserves, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Like, especially the timing that was put in it, and just everything about it. It was perfect. Now, I was trying to really say a lot of different things about it, but I just didn't want to like spew out the same crap over and over again. But overall, I will also give this game a 9.5 out of 10. Considering the fact that, this game, like, it was more deserving than more than one game. Absolutely. Like, it was more deserving of everything that it got. Like, they made a movie out of this game. That's how good it was. They made a movie out of Tomb Raider 2, but like, they got Tom Holland involved. They got so many people involved in this. I'm sure a lot of your favorite celebrities like this game, which I'm not sure of that for sure. But at the same time, Uncharted is definitely a goated gaming series, and you definitely will get your money's worth if you choose to buy the game now, because it is still a masterpiece. So yes, also a 9.5 out of 10. And my number one is The Last of Us 2. Now, some people may say The Last of Us 1 is more deserving of the number 1 spot, but fuck you. The Last of Us 2 gave a very, 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 very plot twisting type ending, and a very shocking like beginning. Because do you know how pissed off I was when Joel died? I was so confused. I was so confused. Like, bro, I did not understand why all of that was happening. And y'all know Joel was like, the main character in the first game. And let me not discredit the first game. The first game was amazing. Amazing. Like, when I first played it, I did not stop playing it. So, let's get that out of the way. But this game had so many plot twists and so many things that shockingly happened that you wouldn't expect to happen. Like, everything was in the right place at the right time. The writers knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly who to put who in what place. And it was constantly just working you through emotions of who to feel sympathy for and who to not feel sympathy for. Because if you look at it from both perspectives, they were both right, but they were also both very, very, very wrong. And, it's just a great storyline overall. Because, Ellie, lost Joel, and Abby lost her father and all of her friends. Like, literally. And let's say they were both vindicated in what they did. And I was still kind of on Ellie's side after everything. But at the same time, you got to feel it for Abby. And on top of that, bro, Ellie, she could have saved the world. Like, generally. Because y'all know, like, she was immune. And, them using her as like a vaccine, it would have killed her. But at the same time, it's just like, there wouldn't have been no more infected. Like, it legit could have saved the world. But that ended up not happening. And, Joel was indeed selfish in that moment. And so it kind of felt like he had to get taken out of the equation, but I still felt like he would still be a good, valuable asset to, the game. But at the same time, this is the one game that I will give like a 10 out of 10, if not an 11 out of 10. Considering the fact that, let's be real, The Last of Us 2, it won Game of the Year. It won Game of the Year for 2020. Like, so I don't know why, like, people are reviewing it, because I saw some reviews on whatever the fuck I saw it on, and people were saying the game was absolute trash and never needed to be released, and, they wish it was never created. Like, fuck you. Like, honestly, fuck you. Because that was one of the greatest games that I've ever played. I spent all of my birthday money on that game. Literally. Like, you can ask anybody that, like, lives with me. Like, I can literally call my sister right now. She can vouch. Like, I spent all of my birthday money on this game. Invested a lot into this game. Invested a lot of time into this game. Spent all night on this game. I didn't stream at that time, but I did. I wish I did. Because this game was #1 in the world. And it was well-deserved for Game of the Year. And yes, it will get a 10 out of 10. But yeah, that's it for the video, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me yapping about these games. I didn't really plan on creating a video today. I just wanted to kind of tell y'all about these games. I feel like these videos are better in my head, or doing in my head, than, actually recording and spewing out the words. Because my fucking speech is fucked up. Like, I really don't. It's hard for me to really just, like, translate what I say in my mind into video form. And I think it's hard for a lot of other people too, because, like, being creative isn't, like, something that I'm, like, mastered at, but I'm really good at. But anyways, I love y'all. We gonna keep going up. And yeah, I'll see you boys soon. Peace.